I'm sure there was lots of mud. I shook off so much mud. It was here, now it's gone. Every bit, every drop, every inch where I saw my mud go. Flash. Ah, it works miracles. Flash. Ah, cleans up the impossible.
Hello everyone, welcome to Fate Extella, the Let's Play that's simply everyone. We've got Reese with us today. We'll be voicing some characters.
Yeah, that's basically all I'm here for.
Yeah, and to provide sarcastic commentary.
Oh, look, that's the secondary reason I'm here. Mostly I'm here because, well, I watch these Let's Plays myself, and there's so much fucking reading for an action game.
Yes. Which one of us is going to do Nero? Should be you.
Yeah, well, obviously, otherwise you're going to be doing everything.
Yeah. Okay. Talk.
That strange being, Altera. I feel something is wrong with her. Do you not agree, Praetor?
That's a way more dignified voice than Nero wants, but I like it.
She speaks of destruction, but has shown mercy. She says she is heartless, but she allowed me to retreat. I cannot understand what she means to do or what she means to be. Just, what is she?
Nero, why don't you just marry Altera, then you'd know.
3-person marriage, perfect solution.
I'm going to say the third Steve McDowd guy's servant.
Yes, you're correct, Praetor. First, there is no doubt that she is a servant. She is a digital life form. Her build seems different from ours, but she is nonetheless a servant who draws mana from her master. Yes, a servant. She is bound to a contract with that third Praetor. She spits oaths of destruction, yet shows signs of human understanding. Perhaps that's because of her contract with you. But the destruction of civilization... Still, something about that servant's words, her presence, it's all so familiar, and yet so out of place.
Oh,
I am
wow.
so scared that Altera is actually Cleopatra.
Did Nero ever meet Cleopatra?
No?
No. That's fair. But Rome didn't have a lot of interactions with her. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's talk to her some more.
The new Serapha expands automatically. Of course, some of its territories are based on Rome. But all in all, its lands are as diverse as they would be on Earth, complete with various resources. For example, in one territory, you can harvest tea leaves, with an especially pleasant aroma, I might add.
Tea leaves, is that what they are? Since I don't have many memories, all I can do is nod along with her. I tilt my head in a way I hope looks natural.
Now, to be honest, I'm not entirely clear on what it means for Serapha to be expanding on its own. Were I to speculate, from my own vivid imagination, I might suppose... Serapha! Maybe trying to imitate the Earth. Not in Earth's current state, bleak and blasted as it is, but old Earth, back when it was lush and green. Stars in the sky, flowers from the ground. If that's the era it wishes to recreate, then of course new growth would be a part of that.
She might be right. If I see the new Serapha from a broader angle, will I get the same impression she does?
Quick, no, is this like the distant future from like the Fate Zero universe?
I don't know, to be honest.
It would kind of make sense if it was like the distant future.
Yeah. It's something I have to look up at some point.
Then we must conclude this campaign at once. Let us stride across every great land that this moon can offer us. First, we should visit that fox's city, blooming as it is with such beautiful flowers. Oh, and speaking of the fox, what were your impressions of that other you standing beside her? The great scholar spoke of your soul, but I saw no such thing there. I saw a being devoid of spirit, without purpose or identity.
The ever fun Steve McDoodgay. I've been thinking about it ever since we first met.
A weird thing to put quotation marks about.
Yeah, I didn't get much of an impression from the ever me at that time.
Of course, Master, you were never particularly assertive to begin with, quiet and reserved as you've always tended to be. You're so generic that really it would make sense for you to be completely spiritless. I mean, you barely have any spirit, Master.
Of course, Master, you're always so fucking milquetoast.
No, let me say that. Of course, Master, you are always so fucking milquetoast. Even so, you always had a certain strength and undying optimism in your very core. I could scarcely bear it at times, but enough of that. It seemed that Castor has deceived your soul somehow, but there was something else there, something fragile. As if Castor had some kind of maternal instinct towards her version of you. Perhaps that's what's been troubling me. That third option is so full of himself.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Maybe just focus on me.
Praetor, are you jealous? Is that what this is? But both of you are Praetors. I would have never expected this. How should I even feel? What am I supposed to do?
I'm jealous of him, jealous of my other half, my soul. Is that what it is?
What if the other were here with us now? Would I have to choose? Allow me to think. Praetor, you embody passion when you're near me. You are more than the mind of fun Steve McGoodguy. You're the fire. I never needed to think through it this way before. I'm amazed I managed to not mess up that long.
Yeah, you did well there.
To think of you in this way before, to realise how much I want you all to myself. I feel so open about this now. It's exhilarating, like unleashing my noble phantasm, but also... This heat I feel now has a way of laying bare the truth. The truth is this: whether this heat burns on or fades, you are my companion. And so, Praetor, I hereby make you a promise.
A promise.
No matter what happens, I, Saber, because apparently I don't know my own name, will save my heart for you alone, even if the other you stands before me.
Honestly, the fact that they keep using their classifications to refer to each other must make it really confusing when Gawain is also around. So he's also a Saber.
Even if you and the other never become one, you shall be my one, and it is your hand I shall forever hold. Seems awfully romantic for Nero.
Yeah, it does rather.
Like, not just the Emperor, like this bitch as well. So worry not. I belong to you, and you belong to me. Believe in that, and believe in us, forevermore.
God, thank God that's over.
Was it more tolerable with my help?
It was. Okay, let's rest. Okay, I'll do Archimedes. I was so enraptured by your majesty's solemnity that my little speech about the tide turning came out of nowhere. We have some time before we deploy, so please ask if you have any uncertainties. I cannot contribute as much as I would like to, because I'm a mathematician and not a strategist. But I will answer your questions with all sincerity, fun Steve McDoodguy.
Wait, was Archimedes the one who said that he could move the Earth if he just had a place to stand on a really long lever?
Yeah.
Okay, it fits that he's in this then. I mean, he's still obviously evil, but what you can do?
Don't tell us anything, Archimedes. I see. Is your curiosity sated already, then? No one enjoys listening to me anymore.
It's too real.
Let's get to the point. My knowledge in this field is sadly limited. Whatever is ahead, you may have to intuit for yourself. Fun Steve McDoodguy, I have something important to tell you, sir. Do you still remember, while we were registering your royal authority at the Moon Cell Core, that enemy Titan appeared? Apparently, it was an aspect of Velba. I believe it's the self-same Titan that laid waste to the Earth and the Moon with it long ago.
Titan? Is Velva not a planet?
In a sense, but it doesn't simply crash into other planets. Rather, it sends its soldiers to assault those planets' civilizations. 14,000 years ago, that Titan was among those soldiers, I believe. Since then, it's most likely been slumbering in the Zero Dark.
What's that?
I don't know. Another proper noun.
And it awakened at the approach of its master. Is that what we're inclined to suppose?
Yes, but its efforts had long ago left it near death. The harshness of the Zero Dark could barely sustain it. And exposure to the outside would kill it even faster. It's an old generation model of soldier, that's why Velda needed a new replacement. To clear the way for its arrival, Velda marshalled its remaining resources in the Zero Dark. And is the Zero Dark just space?
Perhaps.
And launched a surprise attack. As fun Steve McDoodguy and I were registering the regalia, it attacked us and split his being into three pieces.
But you said it was 2 before, so...
Yeah, Archimedes, why the fuck are you lying?
People stop counting at 3. That's why there's a secret episode of...
I was able to help the mind and soul escape, but I was too late to keep the body out of enemy hands. So even though the Titan fell, the enemy's access to an aspect of the Master gave it access to the rest of the Moon Cell. The enemy then forced the body to summon a servant, Altera. Earthling or not, she is evil to the core, and is aiding the planet willingly. She, of course, is the one who then forced fun Steve McDoodguy to stay on as her master and prisoner.
Very well. First and foremost, she holds my Praetor's body in her clutches. Nothing we say here will change that. So I ask again, to make doubly sure, her regalia, properly restored, can save the Praetor from fading away?
Yes, there is no doubt about that. Castor still has the Praetor's soul, and her whereabouts remain unclear, but if we can restore the regalia, then fun Steve McDoodguy will not disappear. Have no fear of such a thing.
If we do unite the mind and body, what will happen to the soul? Could we draw the soul out of hiding that way?
Indeed. You see, at this point, the 3 aspects of fun Steve McDoodguy are all in an even balance. The mind and body in one would become the true vessel of fun Steve McDoodguy, drawing the soul to the vessel eventually.
I see. So the individual parts are drawn to the stronger whole. But what if the soul refuses to rejoin the vessel?
That would be impossible. Rejoining the vessel is the natural order of such things. However, you do raise an interesting observation, Your Majesty. If any of the Praetor's 3 aspects were to meet an untimely end, the other 2 would call for a replacement. For example, if the soul of fun Steve McDoodguy were killed at the hands of Castor, that soul would disappear. However, a new soul would form inside the body, and it would take on the old soul's memories, up until the time of the split, at least. That goes for the mind as well. If either mind or soul were killed, the body would gain new versions of them. So if Altera defeats you and Castor, and kills their aspects of the Master, she would then obtain the perfect Master for herself.
Why did you not save the body then?
Yeah.
But it seems like the most important part, because all you gotta do is kill the other 2, and you've got the whole.
Yeah.
So Altera's possession of the body gives her the upper hand. Ugh, this is intolerable.
Yeah, you said it, Noah. This is intolerable.
Still, recovering either the soul or the body will save the Praetor from fading away. That is more than enough of a reason to fight Altera. Even if... I can't believe I'm giving her such a dignified voice. She
Yeah.
does sound like this. She'd be like, even if...
On the bright side, if I get you to do Sado in Fate Zero Red Bridge, that voice would be perfect.
Oh, thanks. First a sly little fox, and a harbinger of the apocalypse from beyond the stars. Why? Casta I can understand. Beastly as she is, she stood no chance of resisting the Praetor's charms. But of all people... A starlet, a maiden from beyond the stars.
Why not just
What
bang
star
her,
is?
Nero?
3-person marriage, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
How are you so very popular, Praetor? You're so milquetoast.
That's a fair question. I can understand Saber's concern, even though nobody else can. But there are bigger issues at stake. We've gone from a serious discussion to a chat about love. I can see Archimedes is trying to force a friendly smile. Say that it's time to focus, don't you think? Isn't youth grand?
Don't you have something sexist to say, Mr. Greek?
But I have little to contribute on that particular topic. Shall we discuss our strategy? Perhaps after we defeat Altera we can speak more of love and envy and shit. A collection of sectors normally governed by a boss servant,
The Holy Maiden. There's no stronger foe. But we managed to win the day this time, Praetor. Nonetheless, her lips were sealed. Whatever her reasons may have been, she kept them hidden even at the end. No matter. If we take enough wild stabs in the dark, one of them will draw blood eventually. Or we could
That's very
simply ask
dramatic.
Or we could simply ask Altera herself, couldn't we?
Seriously, Altera, can we get you a coat?
Trousers, please. You sensed me. How astute of you. This is the third time we've met. Your presence has a very distinctive aura, I must say. Regardless, I have questions, and you will answer. Why did the Holy Maiden turn? Wow, it'd be great to see this.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Did
Probably.
that planet of yours step in and twist her heart? No, it wasn't the planet, was it, Altera? It was you. She chose her side and fell because of you. Sorry, which Holy Maiden is this?
Jeanne d'Arc.
Oh, okay. So you pointed out the obvious. Is that all you have to say? Oh, Saber, listen to yourself. But speaking of the obvious, twice now I've made you bow before the sword of Mars. Ha! Is that what you expect to happen here, Altera? Oh, this would be so cool.
The sparks flying from Saber's meteoric blade as it clashes with the sword of Mars. The surge of energy as Saber swings the vast reserves of mana in Altera's sword of light. Twice before, Altera drove Saber back. This time, Saber stands her ground, apparently.
Wow, it'd be great to see this.
Yeah, it would be awesome to see this, but we can't.
This would be such a cool cutscene.
Is there some deeper hidden error within the regalia? Is it some untapped reserve in Saber's nature? Perhaps it's simply the result of all her training. All that aside, will Saber unleash the core of her passionate fire? I don't even need to ask. The arcs of her sword paint the picture as beautiful as a blooming rose.
No one can take me head on. If you try, you'll break like all the others. If you had any sense, you'd at least try a fighting retreat. This is her house!
Yeah, where's she meant to go?
Although, I must admit, your style intrigues me. Have you studied your Agrippa? You fight to avoid extinction, and yet you court it. Perhaps you recognize its worth. Saber of deep crimson. You dance like a flower in the wind. You burn like an unceasing flame. Of course I do. I will gladly court death in pursuit of vandals like you. Ooh, nice reference. And... no, too late. Ah! Even a surprise attack does nothing to faze you. I can see how you earned the Holy Maiden's respect. Though I must defeat you, allow me to praise you first. There can be no doubt of your strength or your will to conquer. But beware, lest your pride become arrogance. Soon enough you will fall, and when you do, it shall be I above you. Jesus Christ. Are you sure? Altera, why do you smile? No, let me ask instead. Why do you take pleasure in this?
It does look like Altera's enjoying this. That's why I can't help but think there must be something human about her. Despite being powerful enough to embody the destructive will of an entire planet, she feels something. She enjoys something. I sense that she has the same feelings as us.
Smile? Me? Indeed. Why are you happy, Altera? You claim that you exist to destroy, and yet you have not destroyed me. You're right. I haven't destroyed you yet, despite having every chance to. Am I smiling? Truly? I know Altera's voice is changing a lot, but it's kind of difficult to swap between voices so fast.
That's fair.
Truly. Take a glance in the mirror if you must. But where does that smile come from? Oh, please, like they've modelled mirrors. Do you smile because you envision my imminent death? Or because you have finally found a worthy opponent? Which is it? Can't you tell? My purpose is to crush you. I hope for nothing more than to make you suffer, no matter who you are or what you've done. But... smiling? That's not possible. I've never smiled, not even once. You suggested a mirror, Saber. Very well. I should have one in my room. I already know you're wrong, of course. There's nothing human about me, emotional or otherwise. But if I must confirm it... What? She's leaving? Who would ever do such a thing? Come back at once and finish this. How uncivilized. Did she not say that she would not hesitate the next time we met? Shut up, Nero.
Okay, we're not going to talk to Nero again, because honestly I don't want to accidentally trigger another hot tub scene. Let's go.
I really want to see that, actually.
I think I still have it on my hard drive. I might cut it out and post it up as a special episode.
Nice.
Let's head straight on to the battle. Nero Claudius Crash Shape O.
Now I get to try out one of my dude voices.
Yes. And you do, Gawain.
Yeah, sure.
Your Majesty, it is with greatest delight that I bring you this report. Lord Nero Claudius, true king of Saratha.
What is up with his smile?
Yeah. There is no other who is suited to wield the regalia. You have defeated the false King Castor and are well on your way to reclaiming the territories from the forces of destruction. Even the Umbral Stars champion herself has no chance against you when next you meet. In other words, the Moon Cell made the right choice.
Of course it made the right choice. What other choice could there be? But regardless of who is king or who wields the regalia, I have a score to settle. Leave all talk of Velba aside for now. Once I defeat his emissary, I shall resume the fight against him as a victor.
I'm afraid I don't understand. Is this something you have to prove as a servant? Perhaps it's unique to the Saber class.
That is indeed a part of it. She's a saber as well, of course. If I were to lose to a fellow saber again, it would reflect poorly not only upon myself, but upon my master as well. Then again, she has the same master, so I suppose the Praetor's reputation would remain untarnished either way. Ugh. Regardless, I wish to do battle with her because of who I am. The person who fiddled as Rome burned. A challenging, worthy opponent awaits, and I have every reason to face her. Does that not inflame your soul as it does mine? No, he's a mathematician.
Yeah, like, if she was, like, really good at equations, that might inflame his soul.
I love power. I love beauty. Altera has... Oh my god! You're like the Nietzschean ideal of man. Her challenge is more than that to me. It is a calling. I'm gonna bang her so hard.
Sabers A's turned rightly. This has nothing to do with our strategic situation. Not anymore. She just wants to own the shit out of Altera. Their fate with Altera is personal now.
Altera. She called me a flame. She and I... The first time, I was in no position to fight. The second, I was desperate. The third, I stood fast and we spoke as we fought. This time, I truly feel sorry for her. Fourth time's charm! This fourth time will no doubt be the last. This battle will unite Serapha once and for all. Whatever your orders, please make use of my sword. Praetor, as you guided Leo, as you believe in the Emperor, I shall believe as well. Yes, I'm counting on you, Sir Gawain. When we face Altera, remember, our pride as sabers is on the line. But why are you looking at the Praetor instead of me? No matter, we'll discuss that later. Moving on for now.
We're going to do this in order... What else? This is definitely going to be the final battle, dude.
You're not even going to try for an Irish accent.
Nope. Lancer, Servant, Cuchulainn. Ready. If you wish, I will lend you my power. This place is your Afnagabla. I don't care that any ambush star, planet, comet, whatever it is, dude. I'll send the enemy packing with my cursed there.
It's not cursed though, it's just cool. Athnagalba. I want to say Galba. Athnagabla. I've never heard of such a thing. The rune of the determined warrior, is it? No, I've said that wrong. I have heard of such a thing. The rune of the determined warrior, is it? That truly does pique my interest, but... My sword and I are both determined enough. Son of Light from Ulster Cycle. Regardless, you have my thanks. The Praetor and I honour the commitment of your spirit. Now...
So this new sailor opposes our king. I have no say in our land's politics, but your words are convincing enough. You're no king of the Ying dynasty, but I admire your honest spirit, and I've seen you grow tremendously as a ruler and a warrior. This battle is ours to win. Please use my fists to your liking. And at any rate... I'm sworn to be an assassin. Should you ask it of me, I will gladly go forward alone and return with your enemy's head.
With apologies, Demon Fistmaster, I'd rather you hold to your current role and fight as a general. And speaking of roles, considering that you are an assassin, I shall take your word as high praise. Are you so austere with your students, I wonder? Strict as you are, you must be a fine instructor. Indeed. Once this battle is over, I would love to learn all I can from you. Now then, Archer, we come to you.
What was I to say? We are all ready to carry out your orders. Charge in. You're on the line. Your command. You have a knack for turning wrong odds into major victories. Based on that, I'd say we have a chance. And as long as we have that chance, All four of us will do what you say. But be careful! Be careful! You also have a knack for losing control of victories. Winning is all well and good, though. It's what you do for it.
Do I need to get you a bone?
Please do. So don't make the mistake of taking our support for granted. That said, your orders are on par of a master's orders, and we all know that further has to be stopped. Have to stop it soon. Most of all, every one of us wants to bring down our terror. What all to get from that? That's right, great scholar. You are absolutely correct, Archer. And all praise to Her Majesty for her pure intentions of victory.
But that was a weird cut. Very well. I shall make use of all your skills. My four generals, listen carefully. This is the final battle of my campaign. This very day, we shall unite Serapha forever. Or at least until the next Holy Grail War. Wait, why does Medusa have a blood barrier and not Elizabeth Bathory?
That is a very good question.
Do you know who Medusa is?
Me?
There's one enemy. Well, there's like 3 of them actually. Like, if there are 3 enemies that have the right to use the Petrify status effect in any video game, it's Medusa, a Basilisk, and a Cockatrice.
This is what it means to be king. Kate of Babylon. Gilgamesh, that's really not how you use weapons.
Any of those weapons. There are axes in there. Yeah, there's an axe.
Yeah.
Where are you getting all these swords from? Mankind's oldest hero. Fair. At least until we find an older one. Which we might not!
Yeah.
I don't know, it just feels weird that Mankind's oldest hero has been relegated to quirky mini-boss squad status.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty important in Fate Zero.
Considering he has a magical sword, why isn't he a saber? Because terrible writing, but, well, terrible world building by somebody who didn't write Fate Zero. I mean, as we all know, Altera is a great fan of Geno Ibuchi's work.
She is. Okay, let's quickly defeat the aggressors around here. Well, I'd like to defeat the aggressors around here, but the game hasn't spawned any of them.
What bullshit is this?
Ooh, Phantasm Circuit. Only 2 left. What the hell?
Welcome to easy mode, bitches.
Oh, Gilgamesh is back here.
Gilgamesh. So, what happens to a servant who wins a Holy Grail war in other fate things?
They get to make a wish on the Holy Grail.
Okay, but after that, then what?
They may just vanish, I think.
Do they just remove from play and nobody can ever summon them again?
No, they can be summoned again, I think. But every time you summon a servant to a Holy Grail war, they forget the other Grail wars they've been summoned in.
That's not really solving the problem, is it? Of what I'm raising this question.
What is the problem you seek to solve?
Okay, so if they've forgotten all the Grail wars they've been in, including what they wished for last time if they won, then aren't they just going to keep wishing for the same thing? Or is the Holy Grail going to go, oh no, you won a last one, I've done that?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
And then aren't they going to like go, oh, I've got nothing to wish for? Or maybe like wish for something else and then be like 3 Holy Grail wars later, I'm like, no, I've run out of stuff now. I mean, I'm not against this idea, but if sabers are really strong and people tend to summon like characters from lore, let's say, it's kind of all-encompassing word here, then aren't the same people going to be winning most of the time?
Yeah, although that doesn't seem to be what has happened, or what's afoot. Like, it seems like the Grail War in Fate Zero is the first time Gilgamesh or King Arthur have been, or Iskander has been summoned.
Okay, that makes no sense. I mean, maybe for Gilgamesh and maybe for King Arthur, but not Alexander the Great. There should be shit with his aura all over the place.
Yeah.
He conquered like a shit ton of land. Like a shit ton. Joan of Arc's probably been summoned a whole bunch of times by people who don't really understand who she was. Also, Nero, she managed to win over the Holy Maiden because, you know, she probably just went, oh, there's an English person on the other side. And Joan of Arc was just like, woo, I can beat up the English who have suffered because the French kings allowed Norman barons to conquer an entire country. So we really made this problem ourselves, and we're going to blame foreigners for it. Because their kings are dicks. The kings we gave them.
Yeah, that basically describes French foreign policy, let's be real.
Yeah, it's always weird when like Americans bring up
Speak of the devil.
Joan of Arc as an example of how awful the English are, and you're like, yeah, but why are you using a French person? This is like complaining about what happened to Scottish people after, like, during the reign of King James I. It's his own goddamn fault.
It isn't all. I'm not sure actually people can summon Jeanne, because she's in the bullshit classification system of fates, which I don't hate the classification system, I actually quite like it. What I don't like is that people can be summoned from multiple different classes, and there are special classes, and just, and one of the classes always kills their master, and yet people keep summoning them. But I think
It
since...
kind of makes sense if, like, all of these classes have to be summoned.
Yeah.
So, like, you think you're summoning Lancelot as a Lancer, but you end up getting him as a Berserker instead.
Yeah.
Because somebody else already got...
As Fate Zero tells us, you have to specifically add lines to the summoning ritual to get someone as a Berserker. But yeah, what... Vex... I don't think people can summon Jeanne because she's a ruler class, and there's a whole guff in Fate Apocrypha about how that's summoned by the Grail itself.
Okay, that makes no sense. She wasn't a ruler, though.
Yeah.
She's just some nutter.
And for some reason, rulers are all Catholic saints, except there's only 3, and one of them is Sherlock Holmes, who was not a Catholic saint. Or Catholic.
Or a ruler. Or real. Although, let's be honest, that's true of a lot of Catholic saints too. Ooh, shots fired.